Hello, this is Peter from Old Man King Homestead. I'd like to address a few issues today that have been coming up over the past few days. First of all, there was no one banned from this property. What the ban was a ban from the house, not the property. Because, as most of you know, Jeff still has some of his belongings here. And he's going to be coming back to get them at some point. And there's been some comments made in previous lives. Even if it was meant as a joke, the owner did not take it as a joke. And she seriously is concerned over Jeff's belongings. So that was why she banned everyone from the house. But she did not have a problem with people being on the property. She was aware that Dogman was here last week, cutting the weeds and dropping off the doghouse and stuff like that. She had no issue with that. In fact, she was glad that he came and did that. But her concern was over Jeff's stuff. Even though Jeff isn't actually paying storage per se, he is still paying on this property. The electric is still in his name. He's been paying the bill all summer on the electric. He's let me use his washer and dryer. So, Jeff actually is paying on this property still. And the owner just wants to make sure that Jeff's belongings are safe. Even though we don't have a specific agreement with dates and stuff. Because actually the closing on the house was long before Jeff moved out. We didn't know when he would be moving out at that time. But we went ahead, got all the legal work done, with the understanding that Jeff could stay here until his new property was ready. Then when that was ready, he did move up there. And then stuff had come up and he hadn't been able to get back to get the rest of his stuff. But he'll be doing that as soon as he can. So Jeff isn't trying to take advantage of me or anything like that, like some people think that he is. I have not seen all the comments that was made, but I did see a number of them. And I have no issue with any of the involved parties. And I know there's been a lot of negative comments towards the owner of the property. So I'll tell you a little bit of what she's done. I moved here soon after Jeff left because I need to get my chickens to a safer place. And I was going to come here once a day, feed and water them, make sure everything was good with them. But I was a little bit nervous about being 36 miles away from my chickens. So I was looking into getting a camper to move to the property, which that wasn't really an option because anything I could find for a lower cost was in very rough shape. Then I started looking into rent-to-own sheds, something affordable that I'd be able to have here, making payments on. And then once I got moved into the big house, be able to use that for a storage shed. And in the meantime, the owner said she would buy this house that I'm in now, which is a 12 by 32. It's plenty big enough. The big house is going to be about twice the size of this. But for the time being, there's plenty of room in here. And I've got electric. I've got water. Yeah, I do have to walk out on the porch to get the water, but that's no big deal. And there's no insulation yet, but I actually ordered some insulation about a week ago, and that's supposed to be delivered today. And I'll be able to heat this with no problem. The insulation is going to cut down on the amount it's going to cost me to heat it. But as it stands right now, I would be able to heat this. There is insulation between the rafters. But now there will be insulation at ceiling level and the walls. And also the owner has made a great deal of improvements on the property. And she was here for, I believe it was 4 days straight before the house was delivered in June. Trying to get a spot cleared for this and get the stones picked up and stuff so we could get in there. We actually started working on one spot where I would have rather have put it, but it was just not working out. There was much more work needed to be done on that spot. And there was a hill to get up to it. And I wasn't 100% sure that they'd be able to get up that hill. And then this spot here was going to take less work. And it was a place they definitely would be able to get into. So altogether, I think it was 4 days spent here all day working on that. She helped me get the fence set up for my chicken run. And she's helped me with the electric fence for my livestock guardian dogs. Even though that's not done yet, she still has helped me get that to the point that it's at now. And there's just been countless things that she has done. She got me a lawn tractor so I could get around easier and get some of the spots mowed. So anywhere that I go regularly is mowed. She had a new roof put on the big house. There was an electrical issue. The main breaker feeding the big house went bad. So that kept tripping. Even though it wasn't even close to being overloaded. She had an electrician come, do some testing and figure out what was going on. And they determined that that breaker was bad. Where one of the screws went into it, it was broke. So that screw was loosening up. So full amount of power wasn't going through there. And once they did their troubleshooting, figured that out, they had to go get a new 100 amp breaker, come back, pop it in. Hasn't been an issue since. And she also put chicken wire around the front porch of this house for me. So it would keep the dogs off in the porch so I can have stuff out there and not have them chew it up. And also, if the cats get out, that will contain them to that part. So I could easily get them and get them back in the house. She also helped me build the run for the 3 dogs that came to me. that I've got down here by the house. And she helped me reinforce that. Because for the first few weeks, they kept escaping. And now they've been in there for going on 7 weeks now without getting out. So, got a good secure area for them now. There's just so much more. I could go on and on. She is a great person. And she would never harm anyone. And also, she's going to be hiring me some help here. Hopefully they'll be coming on Thursday. I actually planned on tomorrow, but I had some stuff come up today, so I got a little bit behind on what I need to get done. I need to go get some tools to make sure we have everything here they need to work with. And I'll show some of that in upcoming videos. So in closing, I'd just like to ask everyone to be nice to the landlord, Jeff, Dogman. No one means any harm. I have no problems with anyone. So just please be nice and polite. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them. But please, no threats or anything like that. Because I actually had considered not doing YouTube anymore after being threatened on another channel on Saturday night. I'm not sure if that subscriber is a subscriber on my channel or not. She's not shown as a subscriber, but as most of you know, you've got the option to keep your subscriptions private if you want. She's not shown on my channel, and I don't ever remember her commenting. So I'm not sure on that. But that really bothered me. But I've gotten over that now. And I'm going to just keep going. I hope that cleared some things up. And I hope everyone has a good night.